Right now at 5, Joplin Fire Department and Academy Sports and Outdoors team up to bring a little holiday cheer to the community.
And we have an alert day.
And the Bissell Pet Foundation brings holiday hope to shelter animals in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So winds already starting to pick up across the area. I went to get gas in the car and it was quite breezy. And that breeze makes it feel pretty chilly, so I had to, zip up the jacket while I was putting fuel in the car this morning.
But you noticed it was warmer out there too.
It was warmer. When the wind's not blowing, it is warmer. So as promised, we said we would start to warm overnight, and by golly, that is what we did. So now let's take a look. This is 7 o'clock this morning. As you can see, the winds start really picking up. We're talking gusts to 40, even 50 miles an hour, and these winds are going to be unforgiving as we head through the day. By this afternoon, same situation as we head into tonight. They calmed down a wee bit, but not that much. We're talking still 30, 40 mile an hour wind gusts. So like I said, my neighbors apparently did watch the forecast yesterday because they did not turn on their Christmas inflatables last night. And you do not want to turn them on again tonight just because we're still going to have some pretty gusty winds even after the front rolls through. So this is a trash can gone forever kind of day. So don't do like I did and leave it out there. Pull it up and keep it somewhere safe if you can. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear except for this tan color here. This is a wind advisory for all of us through 6 o'clock tonight because of how windy it's going to get. It's 49 degrees in Joplin. The sustained wind is south at 21 with gusts much higher than that. We're still mild across the area. 50 in Chanute, 49 Parsons and Pittsburgh, Lamar and Carthage, as well as Neosho and Anderson, and 50 in Miami. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. Looking good. A yellow light, though, for your morning drive will be mostly cloudy. It's the wind. Same situation later today. Mostly cloudy, considerably warmer, but we're still dealing with that wind situation. Kids getting on the bus this morning, looking at 49 at 7 a.m. with those gusty winds, and 58 by the time they get home at 3. As a matter of fact, 58 is our high for today with mostly cloudy skies and very breezy conditions. And those windy conditions continue into the overnight. Once that cold front pushes through, which you can see it'll do later tonight, those temperatures drop rapidly behind it. We're heading for a low of 30 degrees. We're going to take a look at your 7-day forecast and some rain chances here in just a couple of minutes.
All right, a lot to discuss. All right, thanks, Chris. Authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon. But the Sheriff's Department released their findings and the names on Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chautauqua, Kansas. The sheriff's office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Academy Sports and Outdoors teams up with the Joplin Fire Department to give back to the community. The Academy provided a $3,000 Academy gift card to go towards the fire department's holiday donation drive. The department then went shopping at Academy to buy gifts for families in need.
It's kind of contagious. You get involved and you help a little bit, and then over time everybody just enjoys that feeling of helping other people. As firefighters, we just love to help people, and it's just a wonderful time of the year because everybody's involved.
This is the second consecutive year the two have teamed up. Every gift purchased will stay in the Joplin area. City of Neosho, Missouri gets in the Christmas spirit by turning on its Christmas lights at Big Spring Park. The event also featured Christmas carols and a reading of the Christmas story.
Just to see the smiles, and Christmas time is special. Christmas time is special. We've all been there. We was all little kids at one time. And it means a lot to the little children. It means a lot to the adults too as well. And it's just a special event.
Clifford, the big red dog, was also on hand to give out books to students. Well, Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation is a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. The Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As a part of the event, they're offering $25 adoption fees for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies.
We are currently caring for over 500 animals in this building, so the more that we can get out and into homes for the holidays, the more space that opens up for the animals in the community that need our help.
The event will last until the 11th. For information on how to adopt, you can download the KOAM News Now app. The Toy Box Telethon on Tuesday was a success, but that wasn't the last chance to donate. KOAM is always looking to brighten the holidays for kids in the 4 states. If you're out shopping, we invite you to pick up a new toy for our Toy Box project, benefiting area kids in need. The QR code will direct you to drop-off locations. It also makes it easy to give a financial donation if you'd prefer. And you can always find the links on our website and the KOAM News app. Our next Toy Box Tuesday Telethon is next week during our noon, 5, and 6 p.m. newscasts.
Look at the sunrise sunset, 7:14 for that sunrise. Sunset will be 5:01 tonight. So we go through the weekend. We're cool on Saturday, 40 degrees, 44 Sunday with maybe some rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You see we get back on that warming trend, and we cool back off by Wednesday and another warm day by Thursday, 61, and some additional rain chances. And of course, got to deal with the wind through the rest of today and into the overnight hours tonight. It'll finally start to calm down by tomorrow morning.
All right, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, the Lady Lions take on Northwestern on the court. We'll have who came out on top.
Plus, it's officially December, which means new movies are out. We'll have what's coming out this holiday season.
And how the pandemic.
Well, last night was the opening night of MIAA conference play for the Missouri Southern Lions. Southern welcomes in Northwest Missouri State to kick off their league schedule. On the women's side, Lions are 7-0 and ranked 5th in the nation entering the night. Maya Johns, it's an early spark for the Lions, hits the turnaround jumper. Southern goes on an 11-0 run to begin the game. Lacey Stokes knocks one down from distance. Southern leads 31-21 at half. After the break, Lacey Stokes to find Maddie Stokes for the easy bucket. Lions doing enough to stay out in front. Fourth quarter now, Stokes sinks another 3. She shoots 5 for 8 from behind the arc yesterday and finishes with a game-high 18 points. Southern beats Northwest 52-37.
The biggest thing for us is, we got some good looks offensively. We just got to knock some shots down. If we do that, it extends the lead a little bit more and puts a little more pressure on their offense to execute. But our defense has been so good, starting from last year all the way through this first 8 games. It's a comfort feeling that that your defense is going to show up every night, that if your offense doesn't, you're still going to give yourself a chance to win.
To the men's side, Southern puts their 4-game winning streak on the line against the #1 team in the nation with Northwest. Early in the first, Christian Bundy turns, knocks it down. Then you get Diego Bernard. He's going to drive to the net, finishes in traffic, causes some trouble for the Lions tonight, dropping 25 points. On the other end, Vincent Sigmund with the nice fake, makes space to sink the shot. Southern trying to keep up. Bundy to Nongo Na for the easy layup. It's all Bearcats. Northwest shuts down Missouri Southern 72-45. Pittsburgh State Gorillas open conference play on Monday with a sweep over Lincoln. Both the PSU men and women aim to stay rolling in a doubleheader with Missouri Western. We'll start with the women. Gorillas 5-1 to start the season, coming off a 24-point win over Lincoln. In the first, Grace Pyle, strong drive to the rim. She scores 13. Then Corinna Gerber working inside. She had a nice night. More from Gerber in a bit. Pitt State down by as much as 13 in the first half, but here late in the fourth, Gerber gets the steal. Goes the other way and dishes to Aaron Davis for the lay-in. Pitt State comes all the way back to lead 63-62. Then Gerber rebound and the putback. Corinna Gerber, 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 blocks in this one last night. Now it's tied. Pitt State ball with 5 seconds left. Nightmare scenario here. Western steals and Connie Clark all alone for the game win. She missed it. She can't believe it. But this game goes to overtime. In overtime, Tristan Gegg, so good in the second half, finishes there. She leads PSU with 23. Western holds on to beat Pitt State 80-74.
I feel like people we were picked 8th because we finished 8th last year, and we have 12 girls on our team total, 10 who are playing, and people are probably will overlook us. So I hope they do, because I think we would surprise some people in this league, and we surprised Western a little bit tonight too.
I think it gives us a good mark point too. Like, hey, like we can do it. Like we just gotta go.
And we're never satisfied. That's the thing, is we know where we're at right now, playing a Final Four team, so we just got to keep building from here. We knew they were good, obviously, went to Final Four last year. Turnovers kind of killed us in the first quarter, but if you take out that fourth quarter, we won that ball game. So that's what kind of sucks. It stings a little bit, but we're going to carry that feeling into Saturday's game.
As for the Gorilla men, they're trying for a 3-game winning streak against Western. Quentin Hardrick Jr., really good early, tough drive and finish. Then Hardrick again. He's going to go at the rim for the reverse. He finishes with 12 points and 6 assists. R.J. Forney led the way for the Gorillas. 3 from the top of the key. Ends up scoring 17. Marquis English, the double-double machine. He's going to lay it in. 10 points and 17 rebounds for Marquis English. This one was another good one, but Western rallies late to win 66-65. Still to come, a polar bear in Germany celebrates her 4th birthday, and we've got another check of your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Well, again, we do have an alert day for us today, as we've got the strong wind gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour today. For some of us, they're already doing that. So interstates like I-44, for example, highways that run east-west, they're going to be a big problem because this wind is going to be out of the south. Once the cold front pushes through, it's going to shift out of the north. So we're talking I-44, 400, 160, 54. Highways that run east-west are going to be the problem areas. So as we head into the morning, wind gusts already picking up this morning. They will continue to do so, where we're getting to that 40 to 50 mile an hour range as early as 7 a.m. We head into the afternoon. These winds are relentless. Now remember, these are the gusts. Sustained winds, though, are still looking to be 20, 30 miles an hour, and then you throw in these gusts, and it's a bad situation if you're out driving a high-profile vehicle. And with 50 mile an hour gusts, even a smaller vehicle is fairly susceptible to these winds. Head into this evening, we still have wind gusts 30 to 40, even 45 miles an hour. We head into the overnight hours. So you see the cold front comes through. Now the wind is out of the north, but we still have 20, 25, 30 mile an hour wind gusts across the area. So first, it's a trash can gone forever kind of day. So make sure your trash can is in a good location. And tonight, another night to not blow up the Christmas inflatables. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear aside from this tan color that blankets the area. This is a wind advisory that officially kicks in at 6 this morning and runs until 6 tonight. 7th and range line. Looking good so far, but we're cloudy, and that's how we're going to be today. 49 feels like 42 with that south breeze at 21, gusting into the 30 to 40 mile an hour range already. 50 Chanute, 49, lots of 49s. We're talking Yates Center, Neodesha, Parsons, Pittsburgh, Lamar, Carthage, Neosho. We got 50 in Chautauqua, Miami, Grove, and 49 back down in Anderson as well. Now, live look back at MoDOT's camera at I-44 and range line. We have the yellow light. Will be mostly cloudy through the day. It's the winds that are the big concern. Same for your drive home. Mostly cloudy, much warmer, but those winds are going to be an issue. Kids getting on the bus this morning, not bad. 49 degrees by 7 a.m., just very windy. And by the time they get home, almost 60 degrees. And some of us may even get warmer than that, 58 by 3 o'clock. For a lot of us, we're heading for highs right in the upper 50s. A few of us in southeast Kansas could even make it to the lower 60s. As you see, temperatures just kind of level out for a while. We'll hold on to the gusty conditions. The cold front this time's coming through later. Now, earlier in the week on Tuesday, the cold front came through, say, about 4 or 5 o'clock through like southwest Missouri. But it won't be into our area until a little bit later. But once it gets here, as you can see, temperatures will tank, and we drop back down to 30 degrees for an overnight low. Let's take a look at 7-day. Only 40 tomorrow, 44 Sunday, maybe some showers out there. Rain chances continue Monday and Tuesday, and as you can see, this is where that roller coaster comes in. So here we are. We're going to go down, and we'll climb back up. And then we're going to go down a little bit again. We climb back up. So we get a little break from the rain on Wednesday. Still cool, though, 49. And by the time we get to Thursday, more rain chances. And as you can see, we stay in the 60s for a few days next week. And then check out Sunday. Yeah, those are little snowflakes mixed in with those rain icons. Could see a wintry mix by the time we head into Sunday. Only 39 degrees. Well, December is here, and Hollywood has wrapped up a pile of presents for movie audiences. Rick Damigella has a look at some of the biggest.
You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the reindeer do most of the work.
Yes, Virginia, David Harbour is Santa Claus in a very grown-up Christmas story. You really don't want to be on Santa's naughty list when Violent Night arrives in theaters tomorrow.
He's just a puppet! No, I'm not! I'm a real boy!
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is another grown-up take on a classic tale. The painstakingly stop-motion animated film begins streaming on Netflix December 9th.
I hear her heartbeat. She's so close.
The first sequel to one of the biggest movies of all time is so close to its theatrical debut. James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water plunges into theaters December 16th.
Is the great Puss in Boots asking for help?
Well, you see, get it, please!
Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek return to voice their feline roles in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The fur flies when Puss pounces into theaters December 21st.
I love you.
A more down-to-earth cat story is told in Wildcat as a former British soldier copes with PTSD by assisting in an ocelot rescue program. Wildcat debuts on Amazon Prime Video December 30th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Those are some good-looking movies coming out, so I'm looking forward to a number of those. So even though this wasn't on the list, it is a question that comes up often, and it's our question for you today as we get into the Christmas season. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? This is like the ultimate question that we could ever ask anybody. And we want to know from you what your thoughts are. Yes or no? You can vote at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. Do so through our app and take part in the discussion and share your thoughts on our Facebook page. Be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, COVID-19 appears to have affected mental health among the youth. According to a study published Thursday in Biological Psychiatry Global Open Science, the stress caused by the pandemic may have prematurely aged teenage brains by at least 3 years. Researchers from Stanford University compared scans of physical structures of these young minds and found growth in 2 brain areas that control access to memories and regulate emotions, including stress and anxiety. The findings are based on 128 children before and after the end of the pandemic's first full year. Researchers say they do not know if these changes in the brain are permanent and will do more studies in the future. Well, a new study is showing a strong link between organ donation and motorcycle riding. Researchers analyzed more than 10,000 organ donations and 35,000 transplantations from 2005 to 2021. They found that in areas where motorcycle rallies were held, there were 21% more organ donors and 26% more transplant recipients per day during rallies compared to the 4 weeks before and after the rallies. The study notes that motorcycle rallies often come with a surge in trauma cases at local hospitals and that bikers are much more likely to die in a crash compared to those in vehicles. The study's lead author says this shows the need for increased safety measures during these events, especially when it comes to helmets. Bikers who are not wearing helmets are 3 times more likely than helmeted bikers to become organ donors, primarily due to head injuries that trigger brain death. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Winds are the big story today. It's why all of the area is under a wind advisory. It'll run until 6 o'clock tonight as we'll see gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour across the area. Right now, though, 7th and Range Line, we are cloudy, but we are all right. South wind sustained winds today are going to be 20 to 30 miles an hour, and then you throw the gusts in on top of that. 49 in Joplin, feels like 42. Across the region, pretty mild start to the day. We mentioned this yesterday with that strong southerly breeze, temperatures warming a bit. We got 50 Chinook, 49 Neodesha, 50 Chitopa, Miami, 48 Neosho, and 49 up in Carthage. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line, looking good, but we do have a yellow light for your morning drive because of the wind, and then the same situation for your drive home. East-west highways are the most susceptible to these winds as it'll be a south breeze, and then after the cold front comes through tonight, it'll be a north breeze. 49 when the kids get on the bus, and it'll be 58 when the kids get home. We're heading for a high of 58 degrees today. Some of us in southeast Kansas even into the lower 60s. Temperatures will hover around for a bit. The cold front comes in late and knocks them down quickly to 30 degrees, and we're still going to be dealing with that wind as we head into the overnight hours. We're back with more right after this.
Right now at 5:30, Joplin Fire Department and Academy Sports and Outdoors team up to bring a little holiday cheer to the community.
We have an alert day for us today. Wind gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour. We're going to break down your full forecast and some rain chances coming up.
And the Bissell Pet Foundation brings holiday hope to shelter animals in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:30, almost on the dot. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So a very windy morning for us. Winds started picking up overnight, just like we said. Temperatures began to rise overnight, and the situation is only going to get worse with the winds. So I mentioned earlier, I've got some neighbors. They have a bunch of Christmas inflatables. I did not see them go up last night, so they must have been watching. Somebody was paying attention when we said do not inflate them, because if you want to inflate them, that's fine, but just be aware you're going to be donating them to the next county over. So
what would be fun is on your trash can forecast, turn it into an inflatable blowaway.
You can substitute the trash can.
You can either
for
blow it
your
up
Christmas
or it'll blow away.
Exactly, exactly. Well, we're going to talk winds. By 7 o'clock this morning, we're already going to have those gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour, and they will be relentless throughout the day. So here's the deal. These are the gusts up to about 50 miles an hour. The sustained winds are going to be still 20 to 30 miles an hour. So we're talking a very windy day. Winds do not let up as we head into the evening and overnight hours either. I mean, they cut back a little bit, but as you can see, not much. Then as the front pushes through, they shift out of the north. So east-west highways still at risk if you're driving on 54, I-44, 160, 400, anything that goes west-east, you got to be careful. Your trash can could be gone forever if it is not secured this morning. And we do have that wind advisory officially kicking in about 29 minutes, and it runs through 6 o'clock tonight for the entire area. 7th and Range line, we're 49 degrees in Joplin, cloudy, south breeze at 21, feels like 42. And as we look across the region, mild temperatures, 50 Chanute, Chatopa, 49 Pittsburgh, 50 Lamar, and 48 in Neosho. MoDOT camera, I-44 and Range line looks good. We got that yellow light this morning for the wind and the same for your drive home. No precipitation, just the wind as the issue. Kids getting on the bus this morning, windy but not bad, 49 degrees, mostly cloudy when they get home, 58 degrees and still mostly cloudy and breezy. We're heading for a high today of 58 with mostly cloudy skies. Cold front comes in late tonight. We stay mostly cloudy, and once it passes through, temperatures drop over the night to a low of 30 degrees. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast and some rain chances here in just a couple of minutes.
All right, sounds like we got a lot to talk about.
We do indeed.
I feel like you can smell the rain coming too.
You almost can. You almost can. I mean, we're still a little bit away from some good rain chances, but you can kind of feel it out there.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon. The Sheriff's Department released their findings and the names on Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chatopa, Kansas. The sheriff's office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Academy Sports and Outdoors teams up with the Joplin Fire Department to give back to the community. Academy provided a $3,000 Academy gift card to go toward the fire department's holiday donation drive. The department then went shopping at Academy to buy gifts for families in need.
It's kind of contagious. You get involved and you help a little bit, and then over time everybody just enjoys that feeling of helping other people. As firefighters, we just love to help people, and it's just a wonderful time of the year because everybody's involved.
This is the second consecutive year the two have teamed up. Every gift purchased will stay in the Joplin area. City of Neosho, Missouri gets in the Christmas spirit by turning on its Christmas lights at Big Spring Park. The event also featured Christmas carols and a reading of the Christmas story.
Well, you know, everybody loves the holidays. A lot of good things. Like I said, this is kicking off our Neosho holiday season. We've got the parade this Saturday. Just a good time.
Clifford, the big red dog, was also on hand to give out books to students. The Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation is a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As part of the event, they're offering a $25 adoption fee for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies.
I think with lowering the adoption prices kind of helps encourage those who might be on a little bit more of a budget, but are wanting to bring an animal or a pet into their home for companionship.
The event continues until the 11th of this month. For information on how to adopt, you can download the KOAM News Now app. Well, the Toy Box Telethon on Tuesday was a success, but that wasn't the last chance you have to donate. KOAM is always looking to brighten the holiday for kids in the 4 states. If you're out shopping, we invite you to pick up a new toy for our Toy Box project benefiting area kids in need. And this QR code will direct you to drop-off locations. It also makes it easy to give a financial donation if you'd prefer. And you can also find the links on our website and the KOAM News app. Our next Toy Box Tuesday Telethon is next week during our noon, 5, and 6 p.m. newscasts. Well, this morning we're discussing December movies.
It's of course December, and that means it's time to talk about those movies. From a movie about a darker version of Santa to Del Toro putting his own spin on Pinocchio. There's something for everyone to watch.
However, we've talked about this last year and debated on it, and it's like the ongoing ultimate question, of course. We want to put it to the test with you. Die Hard. It's the perfect month to ask about it since we're in the Christmas movie month. Now, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
That's our question for you this morning. I've not actually ever seen it. I know, I've been wanting to see it, and I'm hoping that I have an opportunity to see it soon. But so far, 37% of you say it is not a Christmas movie. 63% of you say... 37% of you say it is, 63% of you say it is not. You can vote through our website, through the app, and of course take part in the discussion and share your thoughts on our Facebook page.
My thought is most of our Die Hard fans are sleeping right now, and they will wake up and join in.
And we'll see that needle move.
I want to see some comments on my Facebook page too. I've already got a couple, so join in.
Yeah, quick check of your 7-day forecast. So as we head into tomorrow, we're looking at maybe about 40 degrees for the high. Rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. A little cooler Wednesday, and then we've got additional rain chances building in by Thursday, a high of 61.
All right, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News, we'll meet some adorable lion cubs who've made their way from Ukraine to the U.S.
Plus, an Iranian man is killed after he celebrated the victory of the U.S. over Iran at the World Cup. We'll have the latest.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. Topping World Watch, human rights activists say a man was shot and killed by Iranian security forces for honking his car horn to celebrate Iran's loss at the World Cup. Iran Human Rights provided CNN with video of the man, 27-year-old Mehran Samak. There were numerous reports of Iranians cheering Tuesday's U.S. football victory over the Iran because they saw it as a way of protesting the country's hardline Islamic regime. Pro-reform news outlet Iran Wear showed some footage from Samak's funeral where mourners were heard chanting anti-government slogans. Police in Spain detonated a suspicious envelope Thursday sent to the U.S. Embassy in Madrid. No one was hurt. Security at the U.S. Embassy beefed up after someone sent suspicious packages to other embassies on Wednesday, including one that arrived at the Ukrainian embassy and blew up. One worker was hurt. A suspicious package also was sent to Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's compound last week and to an arms factory that makes grenades supplied to Ukraine for its war effort. Spanish authorities are trying to determine who is responsible. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy remains open and is evaluating its security. The U.S. has sanctioned 3 North Korean officials tied to the nation's nuclear program. This comes after Pyongyang launched a series of missiles recently. The most recent was on November 18th. Department of the Treasury's sanctions target John Il-ho, Yu Jin, and Kim Soo-jil. They are officials in the country's Workers' Party. The European Union also sanctioned all 3 earlier this year. U.S. officials have repeatedly condemned North Korea's missile launches. The leader, Kim Jong-un, has said he wants to have the world's most powerful nuclear force. Earth Hertha, the polar bear, celebrates her 4th birthday at a zoo in Germany. Now, Hertha and her mom celebrated with some treats hidden on the Christmas tree in their enclosure at Tierpark Berlin. The zoo's bear curator says Hertha, quote, weighed hardly more than a bar of chocolate when she was born. Aw, now she weighs more than 600 pounds. I would let her do what she wants with that tree and its decorations. That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, and we do have an alert day for us today as we'll see sustained winds 20 to 30 miles an hour out of the south and winds gusting to 40 to 50 miles an hour. So east-west highways like I-44, 54, 400, 160, just to name a few, are going to be susceptible to this. And as we go through today, we get into the morning, already winds gusting 40, 50 miles an hour by 7 a.m. And these winds will be relentless out of the south as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours. So tonight, another night not to turn on your Christmas inflatables unless you want to donate them to the next county over. As we go into tonight, the cold front pushes through. Winds shift out of the north, but as you can see, they still stay gusty for some of us, upwards of 30 miles an hour. So today is a trash can gone forever kind of day. Please make sure it's secured so it doesn't end up gone forever. Tan on the map. That's a wind advisory. Kicks in officially at 6 o'clock this morning, runs until 6 tonight. 7th and Rangeline, we are cloudy in Joplin, 49, feeling like 42. Breeze is south at 21 with gusts higher than that. Taking a look around the region, 49 Neodesha Parsons, 50 Chetopa Miami, Lamar and Nevada, and 49 in Carthage. As we look at the I-44 camera from MoDOT, looks good, but again, make sure you have a good grip on the wheel. Yellow light for the morning drive for the wind as we're mostly cloudy later today. Yellow light again for your drive home for the wind. Kids getting on the bus this morning, not too bad, 49 degrees with those gusty breezes out there and even gustier when they get home, 58 by 3 o'clock. Most of us heading for a high right around 58. Some of us in southeast Kansas could get as warm as the lower 60s today. And we'll kind of just hover in the mid 50s throughout most of the day with those mostly cloudy skies and breezy conditions. As we go into tonight, the cold front pushes through. We hold on to the breeze, but temperatures drop and we get back down to 30 degrees for our overnight low tonight. Now on to the 7-day. So the alert day today for the wind. Tomorrow, winds will eventually calm down. 40 though. It's not very warm at all. Then we go into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We see a slow warming trend, but we also see increasing rain chances. We get a little break from rain on Wednesday and cooler. Then we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We get back into the 60s again, so well above average. But we also have rain chances each of those days. With the next system by Saturday, check out what it does Saturday night. 38 degrees for the overnight low, and then yeah, those are little snowflakes built into there. That is a wintry mix possibility on Sunday, so we only reach a high of 39 degrees. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News coming your way when we come back.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon, but the Sheriff's Department released its findings and the names on Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chetopa, Kansas. The Sheriff's Office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Academy Sports and Outdoors teams up with the Joplin Fire Department to give back to the community. Academy provided a $3,000 Academy gift card to go towards the fire department's holiday donation drive. The department then went shopping at Academy to buy gifts for families in need. The city of Neosho, Missouri gets in the Christmas spirit by turning on its Christmas lights at Big Spring Park. The event also featured Christmas carols and a reading of the Christmas story. And the Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation is a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As part of the event, they're offering $25 adoption fees for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And we do have an alert day for us today, as we'll see winds gusting 40, 50 miles an hour, sustained winds out of the south at 20 to 30. So that means east-west roads like I-44, 54, 160, 400, and a number of other east-west highways and roads in the area will be susceptible to these winds. Winds this morning will start gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, and then they will persist that way through the afternoon, but they'll stay out of the south through most of the day. It's not until the cold front pushes through later tonight that we'll see that shift out of the north. So here comes that front, and here comes the winds now out of the north, still gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. So today is a trash can gone forever kind of day. Make sure it's secure and do not inflate your Christmas inflatables tonight. This tan across the entire region is a wind advisory that'll go until 6 o'clock tonight. 7th and range line, we are cloudy, 49 in Joplin, south breeze at 21, making it feel like it is 42 out there. We are 49 in Neoda, Shea Parsons, 50 in Chanute, Chatopa, Miami, 49 Carthage, and 50 in Lamar and Nevada. Live look at that MoDOT camera on I-44 looking west. A yellow light for the morning drive. We're cloudy and breezy. Same for the drive home. Cloudy and breezy, so do be cautious out there. Kids getting on the bus this morning, 49 degrees, winds gusting up there. And when they get off the bus, 58 by 3 o'clock. It's still gusty winds, windy through the day, 58 for the high, and then we'll hover in the 50s with those cloudy skies. Once the cold front gets here, though, pushes those temperatures way down. Low of 30 degrees with mostly cloudy skies tonight. We don't do a lot of warming tomorrow, 40 degrees, and then rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with a slight warm-up. A little cooler Wednesday, and then additional rain chances by Thursday with a high of 61. We've got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
4 lion cubs have a new place to call home. They had to relocate because of the war in Ukraine.
It took months of planning, but now the animals are settling into their new life at a Minnesota wildcat sanctuary. Adam Duxter has the story.
On the left, we have Taras. In the middle, we have Lacia. And then we have Stefania here on the right. And big girl Prada is trying to become a member of the family.
The process, Tammy Thies says,
She's being very tolerant and gentle.
she can't believe is finally happening.
They're a symbol. They're a symbol of what can be done when we all work together.
3 of these 4 are siblings. Traitors in Ukraine surrendered them to be orphans in September.
There were daily drone attacks in Odessa, and then there were bombing attacks very close to them while they were in Kyiv.
Which is when the International Fund of Animal Welfare got involved.
For this rescue, there were so many different pieces and different players that all had to be in place and perfectly aligned to have a success.
Including getting the lions on a plane before temperatures got too cold, meaning a 3-month process really had to happen in 2.
And we did have moments, more than I would like to admit, where we thought this was never going to work.
We didn't know until we stepped foot on that plane that we were actually going to be able to bring them to the U.S. And so I think once we had them loaded and in the plane, we were able finally to breathe like they're going to be finally coming home.
But Tuesday, home at last. Right now, each of these cubs is just a few months old. They only weigh about 30 or 40 pounds or so, but they will grow to be 450 pounds each and spend the next 20 years of their lives living here on the sanctuary.
And to know that they will never have to move again and they'll get to live their lives out here at the sanctuary is the best feeling ever.
They're so cute.
They are cute.
The sanctuary says it costs about $10,000 a year to care for each cub.
That's about how much it takes to care for children.
Very true. Even more, I think.
I think
Especially
it is
as they get into high school and
considerably
stuff,
more
yeah.
than that. So believe me,
And
we feel your
lion
pain.
cubs can't get a job, so.
No, they can't. They will never support themselves fully. So hopefully they'll increase ticket sales, though. That'll help. That's
there
kind of
you
like
go.
getting a job.
There you go.
We've still got a very windy day ahead of us. We're going to break down your forecast when we come back. All right, we do have that alert day for today. Wind advisory kicks in and will run until 6 o'clock this evening with those gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour, sustained winds at 20 to 30. They're going to be out of the south, so east-west highways like I-44 are going to be impacted by this. So by this morning, we're already getting those gusts, and by 7, we're looking at the 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts, and these winds are going to be relentless throughout the day. Gusts to 50 throughout the morning and afternoon into the evening, and then as the cold front comes through, they die down just a little bit. We're talking gusts to 30, and then the wind shifts out of the north. So still east-west highways impacted. And this is a trash can gone forever kind of day. So make sure it's secure. And another night tonight to not turn on the Christmas inflatables. This tan color across the entire region is that wind advisory that goes into effect officially at 6 and runs until 6. 7th and Rangeline, we're cloudy, 50 degrees, feels like 50, wind is south at 21. And across the region, we're mild, just like we said we'd be. 47 Iola, 49 Fort Scott, 50 Nevada, Lamar, 49 Carthage, Neosho, and 50 Chautauqua, Miami, and Anderson. Live look at that MoDOT camera. It's looking good, but again, hold on to that wheel as we got a yellow light for the morning drive for the wind and a yellow light for the drive home. Same situation because of the wind, and will be mostly cloudy. Kids getting on the bus today, 7 a.m., 49 degrees, and then by 3, we're looking at about 58. Heading for highs in the upper 50s. A few of us in southeast Kansas could even make it to the lower 60s. We'll stay cloudy and breezy throughout the day, and then once that cold front gets in later tonight, it's going to sweep through, switch the winds out of the north, and drop us back down to a low of 30 degrees. 7-day forecast, not a lot of warming taking place tomorrow, only 40. Rain Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and a little bit warmer, cooler on Wednesday, and then additional rain chances by Thursday with a high of 61. 60s through Saturday, more rain, and then a wintry mix possible Sunday with a high of 39. We're back with more in 2 minutes.
Right now at 6, authorities attribute a murder-suicide to the shooting deaths of 2 people in southwest Missouri.
And we have that alert day for us today with those wind gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour. We're going to talk how long the winds last and about some rain chances coming up.
And the Senate approves a measure to impose a labor agreement for rail workers. Having passed the House earlier this week, the bill now heads to the president's desk for his signature.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. 6 o'clock on a finally Friday in the 4 states. It's December the 2nd already. I'm just going to go by fast, guys. We're that much closer to Christmas and that much closer to 2023. You know, that was what the future was all those years ago. We're in the future. Think about the 1950s and what they thought we'd have by now.
Well, that's what, like, Back to the Future, when it came out, what was the projected date they were talking about? Was it
2011, I think?
15 or
2015.
2015.
Gabe says 2015.
What I said, yes.
Yeah, and I trust him.
2015. So when 2015 hit, we were like, why don't we have flying cars? And you know,
and we still don't have flying cars, so
kind of, but not like in use.
Yeah, okay, true that. With the winds today, if you're not careful, your car may go flying.
Ooh, nice
because we've got winds that are going to be pushing 40, 50 mile an hour with these gusts. That's as early as 7 this morning. And the winds are going to be relentless through the day. So east-west highways will be the most susceptible as the winds will be out of the south. And they'll continue into the evening, as you can see. And then the cold front pushes through and they die down just a wee bit, down to about 20, 30 mile an hour gusts out of the north. So tonight, another night not to inflate your inflatables outside, and your trash can could be gone forever if it is not in a secure location. Wind advisory officially kicking off 2 minutes ago, and it runs until 6 o'clock tonight. We're cloudy in Joplin right now, 50 degrees with the south breeze sustained at 21. That's the other thing. Sustained winds are going to be 20 to 30 miles an hour. 50 Chanute, Chautauqua, Miami, Carthage, Lamar, Nevada. And then we've got 48 Monette, 47 in Iola, and 49 in Parsons. MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline looking west is good so far. We've got a yellow light for the morning drive for the breeze, a yellow light for the drive home once again because it's going to be so darn windy. Kids getting on the bus this morning, we're looking at 49 degrees at 7 a.m. and it'll be mostly cloudy, and 58 by 3 when they get home. 58 the high, though some of us in southeast Kansas could get as warm as the lower 60s. Mostly cloudy today. Cold front pushes through, knocks our lows back down to 30 degrees. Gives us a reality check that it is December the 2nd. But there's a still roller coaster ride of temperatures over the next several days and some rain chances building in. We're going to talk about all of that here in just a couple of minutes.
All right. Sounds like we've got a lot to discuss.
Buckle up.
Yeah, strap yourself down. That wind.
Strap yourself down today. Buckle up for the roller coaster.
All right. Well, authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon. But the Sheriff's Department released its findings and the names on Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chautauqua, Kansas. Sheriff's office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Congress has avoided what President Biden says could have been a Christmas catastrophe. The U.S. Senate voted 80-15 yesterday to pass a bill to avert a looming rail strike after multiple unions had rejected a deal partially negotiated by the Biden administration. Bradley Blackburn has more.
The joint resolution is passed.
Thursday's big Senate vote prevented a rail strike that could have cost the U.S. billions of dollars a day just before the holidays.
We're going to avoid the rail strike, keep the rails running, keep things moving.
President Biden asked Congress to act after 4 out of 12 rail unions rejected a labor deal the White House helped broker back in September. But not everyone believes Congress should have intervened.
The workers voted down, and Biden says, here, now go force it down their throats and use federal law. I think that's a bad deal.
This is going to be a bipartisan disaster.
The deal gives rail workers a 24% raise and some bonuses over 5 years. But a separate measure on perhaps the biggest sticking point for the unions failed. Would have added 7 days of paid sick leave. That proposal ended in a 52-43 vote in favor. It needed 60 votes to pass the Senate.
It's unfortunate that this happened, and we're going to continue to fight the sick leave issue outside of contract.
The president has vowed to continue to fight for paid sick leave, not just for rail employees, but for all American workers. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, prior to this instance, Congress has intervened 18 times in railroad labor negotiations to avoid a strike since the passage of the Railway Labor Act nearly 100 years ago. The city of Neosho, Missouri turned on the Christmas spirit by turning on its Christmas lights at Big Spring Park. The event also featured Christmas carols and a reading of the Christmas story.
Just to see the smiles, and Christmas time is special. Christmas time is special. We've all been there. We was all little kids at one time, and it means a lot to the little children. It means a lot to the adults too as well, and it's just a special event.
Clifford, the big red dog, was also on hand to give out books to students. Well, some college students do their part to make Christmas a little brighter for some local kids. Missouri Southern's Accounting Club has partnered with KOAM's Toy Box year after year to help children in our area have a brighter Christmas morning. They collect toys on campus that are donated from MSSU's students and staff. These students are learning they can make a difference in children's lives.
I think it's important for them to know that not everybody has the same opportunities that they have had, that maybe they're more blessed than some other kids, and that they can actually make a difference in somebody else's life.
You can contribute a toy or a monetary donation to the Toy Box project. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com/toybox. Well, the Toy Box Telethon on Tuesday was a success, but that wasn't the last chance to donate. KOAM is always looking to brighten the holiday for kids in the 4 states. If you're out shopping, we invite you to pick up a new toy for our Toy Box project, benefiting area kids in need. This QR code will direct you to drop-off locations. It also makes it easy to give a financial donation if you would prefer. And you can also find the links on our website and the KOAM News app. Our next Toy Box Tuesday Telethon is next week during our noon, 5 and 6 p.m. newscast.
All right, sunrise today, 7:14. Sunset will be 5:01. Don't do a lot of warming tomorrow, 40 degrees. Rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with a slight warming trend. Break from the rain and cooler on Wednesday. More rain chances Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but we get back into the 60s. And then by Sunday, only 39, and we are looking at the possibility of a wintry mix.
All right, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Investigation into the killing of 4 University of Idaho students takes a new turn as authorities say a 6th person may have been living in the house.
Plus, music makers in Europe say climate change is taking a toll on the wood they use to build instruments.
And according to one new poll, nearly a third of Americans expect to feel stressed this holiday season. Are you one of them? You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Okay, good. I was going to wave. I just smiled. Smile and don't wave.
I need to see those morning numbers because, you know, by the time I left weekends, we had the top 4 shows.
He gave him all the Brit, yeah.
And I've moved to the mornings, and the numbers are going up. Because people enjoy us. For some reason, people enjoy watching me.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, police say it appears a previously unknown person may have lived at the house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed. As Veronica Miracle explains, authorities are sending mixed signals about their investigation.
For the first time, police tell CNN there may have been 6 people living at the house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed. Until now, police have only released information about 5 of the roommates, 3 of the victims, and 2 other roommates who were not harmed. A 4th victim, Ethan Chapin, did not live at the home. A spokesperson for the Moscow Police Department tells CNN investigators are aware of a 6th person who could have potentially lived at the residence. That person was not at the residence on the night of the murders. An employee with the property management company for the home tells CNN that 6 people are listed on the lease, but they would not release the names. It remains unclear if that 6th person lived at the property at any point. We asked police if they have found this potential 6th roommate, questioned them, and cleared them as a suspect. All they could tell us is that they continue to investigate anyone who potentially has information about this case. Kaylee Gonsalves' mother tells CNN, quote, Kaylee had never mentioned that they were looking for a 6th roommate. If there was a 6th person on that lease, I didn't know about it. But she also said she'd never been to the home and didn't know the other roommates besides Kaylee's best friend and victim, Madison Mogan. The Gonsalves family among those at the University of Idaho Candlelight Vigil, where hundreds of students came together to honor their fallen classmates.
They shared everything. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together in the same room, in the same bed.
Police said Thursday they still believe this was a targeted attack, but it is unclear whether the house was targeted or the people living inside. That's a look at one of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've been talking about how windy it's going to get, gusts pushing 40, 50 miles an hour. That's why there's a wind advisory. We'll talk about that. Today is a trash can gone forever kind of day, so make sure that it is secured. Additionally, do not blow up your Christmas inflatables again tonight, as it's still going to be windy as we head into the night. Everybody in tan, which is our entire area, is under that wind advisory through 6 tonight. 7th at range line, we are cloudy, and it's going to stay that way. 50 degrees, feels like 50, south breeze at 21 miles an hour. And that's the other thing to take into account is the sustained winds will be 20 to 30 miles an hour through the day with those gusts to 40 and 50. 50s across the board here. Neodesha, Chanute, Independence, Chautauqua, Miami, Neosho, Anderson, Carthage, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Nevada. We're starting to warm up a little bit this morning. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and range line looking west. We've got a yellow light for that morning drive for the wind. Same thing for your drive home. Yellow light, we're otherwise mostly cloudy, just really breezy. Kids getting on the bus, facing that wind, make sure your little ones are weighted down. Maybe put an extra book in their backpack. 49 degrees at 7 a.m. When they get home, we're looking at 58 by 3 o'clock. Heading for highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s across the area, and we'll just kind of hover around there for a while under those mostly cloudy, breezy conditions. Cold front comes through. The wind will shift out of the north and still be gusting upwards of 30, and we drop back down to an overnight low of 30 degrees. We don't do a lot of warming tomorrow, only 40 degrees. We got rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then again on Thursday with a high of 61 then. We get into the 60s by the end of next week. Rain, 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 and then 39 Sunday with a wintry mix possible. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Climate change is striking a chord with music makers in Europe who say it's taken a toll on the wood they use to build instruments. Tina Kraus has the story.
The sounds of nature echo for miles across the Rizou forest in Switzerland, but drier, warmer weather is threatening to rob the region of the sound of music. Forest rangers say climate conditions are killing treasured trees used to make instruments like acoustic guitars, violins, and cellos. Francois Villard says, never in my 40 years of forestry have I seen so many dry trees. It's a worry that cuts deep for musical craftsman Theo Magnan, whose company relies on finding that special spruce.
Pour les instruments de musique, il faut de la veine très serrée.
He says for musical instruments, you need very tight veins, and the trees grow best in higher elevations to help that. Softwoods like spruce are used to make soundboards that amplify the vibrations of strings.
Avec la vibration de la corde.
It's the air inside the guitar that will begin to move, this instrument maker says, and we want the best quality of wood possible. But extreme weather conditions can turn a spruce into a wood that's not worthy for the workshop, and there's fear the effects of climate change could throw the industry off key.
Nous, ça nous inquiète beaucoup.
Magnan says music makers around the world aren't sure where they'll get their wood in the next 10 to 20 years, forcing craftsmen to change their tune to survive. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Some European craftsmen say they're looking at cedar wood from Lebanon as a possible replacement to help build instruments in the future. We do have a very windy day for us today. That's why we have an alert day, as those wind gusts be pushing 40, 50 miles an hour, and we'll have sustained winds at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So as we head into the afternoon, as you can see, take a look at this. Wind gusts up to 50. And we head into the evening. These wind gusts are relentless out of the south. And then as the cold front comes through, the winds will shift out of the north. But as you can see, we still have gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour. So today is a trash can gone forever kind of day. Make sure it is secure. This is also not a night to blow up your Christmas inflatables. One more night that it's advisable to keep them turned off. We got the wind advisory for all of our counties until 6 o'clock tonight. And in Joplin right now, we're cloudy. We're sitting at 50 degrees with that south breeze sustained at 21 miles an hour. We've got 49 Yates Center, 47 Iola, 50 Fort Scott, Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Carthage, Chanute, Neodesha, Chitopa, Miami, and Grove, as well as Neosho and Anderson. A lot of 50s out there. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. Looking good so far, but east-west highways, be very careful today with that south breeze really blowing. Yellow light for the morning drive and a yellow light for the drive home as well. Will be mostly cloudy. It's just the wind is the concern. Kids getting on the bus, 49 degrees by 7 a.m. We're looking at about 58 degrees by 3, and 58 is our high for today. Some of us in southeast Kansas could reach the lower 60s. We'll hover around that for a while with the cloudy and windy conditions. Winds hold on overnight tonight. Cold front pushes through. We drop back down to 30 degrees for an overnight low tonight. Only 40 tomorrow. We start a warming trend Sunday. And we have rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Near 60 by Tuesday. Cooler Wednesday, partly cloudy. More rain chances on Thursday, Friday, Saturday as we get back into the 60s. And then this system knocks us back down. Only 39 on Sunday with a wintry mix possible as we wrap up next weekend. Be right back after this. But first, here's some drone footage.
Topping Health Watch this morning, new research shows patients may have a higher risk of overdose if opioid therapy for pain is suddenly stopped. Doctors say that enhanced guidance is needed for prescribers to modify opioid tapering strategies. Opioid-related overdose is a leading cause of accidental death in the United States. A new study at Stanford University shows pandemic stress has altered some adolescents' brains. Researchers say the teens' brain structures appear several years older than comparable peers before the pandemic. They stress it is unclear whether the findings are permanent or linked to changes in mental health. And as global temperatures rise every year, doctors are warning seniors to be careful with the heat. A new study in Japan shows older adults may be more susceptible to stroke after exposure to hot weather. Researchers say insulated housing and air conditioning should be considered a public health priority for seniors. Well, 'tis the season for holiday stress. A new poll from the American Psychiatric Association shows many Americans are preparing to be stressed out this holiday season. Jared Hill has more.
The holidays are filled with cheer, but they also come with a lot of stress. A new poll from the American Psychiatric Association finds nearly a third of adults expect to feel stressed this holiday season. That's up from last year.
Stress can come with occasions that we really look forward to, as well as things that we're dreading. Having holidays that are going to come back in full swing that people are looking forward to is also leading them to be more stressed.
The top stressors, affording gifts and meals, and finding and securing those gifts. It's something New York mom Jessica Lokatz knows all about.
Financially, it's a little tougher. Gifts are a lot more expensive.
There's some strategies Americans can use to reduce the financial burden by sharing the cost of the holidays. Have gifting groups or have gifting pools or have potluck meals.
APA President Dr. Rebecca Brendel adds being prepared is essential to reduce stress.
To look at which are the things that we feel obligated to do out of our relationships and our familial commitments, and which are the things that we're really, really looking forward to. The rest of them, they might be optional, and we could even say no.
COVID-19 is not as big a worry this holiday season. The poll shows that adults are less concerned about spreading or contracting the virus at holiday gatherings. Rachel Garcia is embracing the season.
That actually we get to get out and be around people and enjoy all the shopping and everything.
And while the poll shows many Americans are looking forward to seeing loved ones this year, Dr. Brendel says it's important to stay home if you're sick so you don't make the holidays more stressful for someone else. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The poll also shows parents are more likely to say they anticipate experiencing more stress this holiday season. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We've got some windy conditions to deal with today. We've got a wind advisory for our entire area that runs through 6 o'clock tonight. We're cloudy in Joplin right now, sitting at 50 degrees, sustained winds at 20 miles an hour. That's how it's going to be. Sustained winds today out of the south, 20 to 30, and those gusts from 40 to 50 miles an hour. Some of us already seen some of those 40-mile-an-hour gusts out there. 50s for the most part across the region. Independence, Chautauqua, Miami, Neosho, Anderson, Carthage, Lamar. A little cooler in Iola at 47 and 49 over in Stockton. Live look at the MoDOT camera, I-44 and range line looking good. Yellow light for your morning drive because of the wind, and the same situation for your drive home as well. 49 when the kids get on the bus, quite breezy, and 58 by the time they get home at 3 o'clock, still very breezy. Heading for a high of about 58 degrees. Some of us in southeast Kansas could make it into the lower 60s today. We'll hover around those temperatures for a while with the cloudy skies and breezy conditions, and as we go into tonight, the cold front passes through. It'll still be gusty, so don't turn on your Christmas inflatables and make sure your trash can is secure, because the wind will then shift out of the north and we'll drop back down to 30 degrees for our overnight low. 7-day forecast, not a lot of warming happening yet. 40 degrees tomorrow, but partly cloudy, so at least the sun will be out. Then rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with a slight warm up. We get a break Wednesday, more rain chances and a lot warmer as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then once this system completes what it's doing, temperatures fall only 39 on Sunday. And yes, those are little snowflake icons on there. We're looking at the possibility of a wintry mix Sunday. Got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Right now at 6:30, authorities attribute a murder-suicide to the shooting deaths of 2 people in southwest Missouri.
We've got an alert day for us today as we've got wind gusts pushing 40 to 50 miles an hour. We'll break down that, the cold front, and the changes on the way coming up.
And some ranchers in the Sunflower State look to face tough decisions regarding their cattle herds as extreme drought takes its toll on pasture lands.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It is 6:30. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's already very windy out there, and it's only going to get windier as the day goes on. So it's what we've got to deal with over the next couple of days, unfortunately. So wind gusts this morning will start pushing that 40, 50 mile an hour range, holding on to that 50 mile an hour range as we go into the afternoon. And into the evening, we get to the 30 to 40 mile an hour range. And then once our cold front comes through, the wind will shift from the south to the north. And we'll still have wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour, so do not inflate your Christmas items tonight either. And also, make sure your trash can's secure, as it could end up gone forever. The tan, which is every county in our area, it's a wind advisory until 6 o'clock tonight. In Joplin right now, we are cloudy, 50 degrees, south wind at 21. And that's the other part of this, is the winds are going to be sustained at 20 to 30 through the day, and then you add on the gusts that we'll see. Got a lot of 50s across the area. Fort Scott, Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, Chautauqua, Miami, Neosho, Anderson, Grove, Veneta. A lot of 50s. A little cooler in Neodesha at 49, 47 in Iola. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and range line. Looks good, but we have a yellow light for your morning drive for the wind. We have a yellow light for your afternoon drive also because of the wind, mostly cloudy skies otherwise. Kids getting on the bus might want to weigh your small children down because they could blow away with these wind gusts. 49 at 7 a.m. and still very gusty when they get home, mostly cloudy and 58. Heading for highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s across the region with those mostly cloudy and breezy conditions. Cold front comes through late tonight. Kicks our temperatures back down to 30 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. We're going to talk about how long the cold weather holds on and about some rain chances and other changes coming in the forecast as we get ready to take this roller coaster ride to the next level. Coming up.
A lot of things happening, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Roller coaster continues. I'm going to enjoy the warm-up, though, for today.
I think everybody will, so.
Despite the wind. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon. But the sheriff's department did not release their findings and the names until Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chautauqua, Kansas. The sheriff's office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Well, heading into this winter, some Kansas ranchers are left making difficult decisions about the size of their cattle herds. In parts of western and southern Kansas, the extreme and exceptional drought conditions have left pasture lands less than plentiful. Sean Lodging talks with Livestock Auctions about what they're seeing.
The cattle are arriving at El Dorado Livestock for Thursday's auction. And over the course of the last few months, more cattle have been going to market, especially older cows.
Steady stream of those all late summer, early fall, continue to have big numbers of cold cows. And so our numbers have gone up a little bit, maybe not as drastically as some of the barns further south of us.
As an impact of this year's drought, many ranchers in Kansas are looking to decrease the number of cattle in their herds. Josh Mueller of El Dorado Livestock says in the Flint Hills, U.S. Highway 54 is serving as a dividing line, where north has seen a bit more rain and south, the parched conditions have placed more strain on ranchers.
Trying to save as many of those good young cows as they can, see how the winter goes and the spring goes. If we get adequate moisture, then we can, restock later.
Josh says another reason why ranchers are decreasing the size of their herds is input costs for feed and hay.
Feed prices double, triple what they have been, so a lot of guys maybe aren't weaning their calves like they normally would. They're just bringing them off the cow to the sale barn and selling them direct.
Josh says on the consumer side, while the price people are paying for beef at stores is higher, they need to remember the cost ranchers are putting into their cattle is also higher.
As far as having an adequate supply, we're not going to run out of beef. I mean, numbers will get tight and supply and demand will dictate, prices from here on.
Josh says the price people are paying for beef isn't likely to go down and could go up next spring or summer. In El Dorado, Sean Logging, 12 News.
The Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation is a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. The Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As part of the event, they're offering $25 adoption fees for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies.
We are currently caring for over 500 animals in this building, so the more that we can get out and into homes for the holidays, the more space that opens up for the animals in the community that need our help. So.
The event goes until the 11th. For information on how to adopt, you can download the KOAM News Now app. Well, this morning we've been discussing December movies.
Indeed we have. It's December, and that means it's time to talk about those movies. There's a movie about a darker version of Santa. We've got Del Toro. He's going to put his own spin on Pinocchio. So there's a lot of options for watching.
However, we've talked about this last year and we debated on it, but now we want to put it to the test with you. The ultimate Christmas question about movies is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
That's what we've been asking you this morning, and so far, we've been talking about whether or not it's a Christmas movie. This is what you figured might happen. We're almost to an even split here. 47% of you say it is. 53% of you say it is not. You were mentioning some comments you've seen, some folks saying that it's a holiday tradition, but not necessarily a Christmas movie. So, and then others
are like it takes place on Christmas Eve.
So that makes it a Christmas movie.
And we found out this morning that Chris has never watched Die Hard.
No, I need to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it, just haven't had an opportunity to dig it up and take a look at it. So,
probably not the I mean, I guess you could watch it with your family. But
I don't know.
We'll see. A lot of guns and shooting and stuff in it. So,
well, you can vote through our website, through the app, and of course take part in discussion on our Facebook page. Quick check of our extended forecast for you. Not a lot of warming goes on tomorrow. 40 degrees, rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, a break Wednesday, and then we get really warm, well above average Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with more rain chances, and then we cool off again Sunday, 39 for the high, and a wintry mix is possible next Sunday.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News. We pulled Shannon Becker away from his busy schedule and into the studio to bring you his big 3 stories of the week. Do you think you know what they are?
Plus, we're watching those gusty winds. 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts are possible. We're going to break down your full forecast as when we come back. But first,
welcome back. It's time to close out the week with our own Shannon Becker.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen Die Hard.
What is wrong with you guys?
I just never
seriously,
did. I don't
Chris
know.
hasn't seen it. You haven't seen it.
I've never seen it.
So you haven't seen the sequels either.
No.
Okay, well that is the one Christmas movie that you'll have to watch this year, and then you can give us this is your mission between this week and next week, and then next week you tell me if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I bet all the effects are just so dated. You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
And I need the real stuff. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's go for.
But it's Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's go through big 3 this week. This is real stuff, all right? Number 3 this week, the most watched and talked about stories on the web and in town. It was a fatal car crash on the west side of Sarcoxy. T-bone crash that killed a young man. He's 20 years old, and his girlfriend was in the car. She's still in the ICU. A family is raising funds for his services. Right now, you can go to our website, KOAM News Now, and read more about it. And also, if you're able to donate to help them out, that'd be amazing. Our number 2 story, a double homicide. We were there on the scene first and let you know it was safe. It was secure for the area. People had posted on the internet that it was a active shooter in Baxter Springs, which was never the case. The man who's now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, actually the shootings took place inside the residence, and he walked away from the residence, was taken into custody just minutes later after a short scuffle.
And no one that was shot, or the third person that was shot either, that are they still in critical condition?
Yes, still,
as far as we know?
they believe they will survive.
None of them lived at that residence.
No, not from my knowledge. No, they were from McDonald County, so they were Missouri men in Kansas, shot by a man from Independence, Missouri. So it's still unraveling a lot of that. Charges were finally revealed yesterday, late in the afternoon. Our number 1 story. Well, it's coming down. This is something that you probably don't remember. It used to be a big swanky restaurant back in the 70s and 80s called the Beefmaster, and also attached hotel was called the Hallmark Inn. Best Western.
Beefmaster?
Which is a kind of cow, I believe. Isn't it? A Beefmaster is? I think so. Well, anyway, it was a swanky place. They also had an attached lounge and stuff. So anybody back in the 70s and 80s, that was a place to go. These are last images before it's being torn down. That's inside the club there. That was the salad bar. Some of the booths and stuff, we have pictures also on our web. So it's really, in the last couple of years, become run down and a place where vagrants were hanging out.
Where's this located at?
3600 Range Line. So it's the first thing you see on the left side when you come into Joplin, I-44 and Range Line.
Not for much longer.
And then our bonus story, this is super fun. Brandon Williams, 2013 picture here as he left MSSU to sign with the Bravens. Now, 9 years later, he's signing with the Chiefs. So he's been down in Northwest Arkansas, I've noticed lately on his Instagram. You can see he's working out down there with trainers. And it was revealed on Wednesday that he signed with the Chiefs. He'll be playing. He's a St. Louis native. He'll be playing in Missouri. He's back,
coming home.
Yeah, it's amazing. Totally cool. And then yesterday on his Instagram, he posted a picture of his new baby, and he said, challenging, the quarterback. He said, hey, let's see whose baby can hold their head up the longest. Challenging. Well, but I'm having
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
yeah.
how old?
They're both
babies.
infants.
Very,
yeah.
very infants. happens.
But he was like, let's see whose baby can hold their head up the longest.
We're
That's
little
so funny.
Chiefs growing up together.
Yeah, that'll be
That's
great.
so cute. Oh, okay. If you'll stick around, we'll have you again during our Fox show.
All right.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Private First Class Philip Peterson. This Joplin, Missouri native served at Camp Lejeune beginning in 2006. To Private First Class Philip Peterson, we thank you, today's four-state hero.
All right, time for some birthdays on this finally Friday across the 4 states, and we got a good list to get through. We begin in Carl Junction with Creighton Dooley celebrating birthday number 5. Creighton, happy birthday to you.
All right, and turning 7 strong is Carly Brookshire. Hope you have a wonderful birthday, Carly.
And we've got Kinley Johnson celebrating birthday number 8 in Oswego. A very happy birthday, Audrey. Or Kinley, I'm sorry, now I'm skipping ahead on the list already.
I was going to say, here's Audrey, and here she is sipping on a non-alcoholic beverage, with wishing her the best of the best, all our love from her family. Audrey is now 12 years old.
And we've got Lexi Carpenter turning 18 in Carl Junction. Lexi, happy birthday.
And Brooklyn Katina Smith is celebrating birthday number 19 this year. Cute puppy there too, Brooklyn in Nevada.
We've got Haley Burr celebrating birthday number 22 in Lamar. Happy birthday, Haley.
All right. And Josh Herder turning the double 3, celebrating birthday number 33 in Chanute.
And we've got Connie Sarwinski celebrating birthday number 79 in Columbus. Connie, a very happy birthday to you.
All right. And Marie Dupree. Thank you. I have a little special note here from Marie. It says she loves watching the KOAM morning news, and we love having you as a morning show guest. And Marie is 92 years old this year. Looking great there in Columbus.
Our list continues with James Humble celebrating birthday number 27 in Scammon, and Jackie Reitermer celebrating a birthday as well.
Tom and Shelley LaTurner are celebrating their 31st anniversary. They're in Scammon, Kansas. And Henry Moss Jr. is celebrating birthday number 98 this year. That's a big one for Henry in Oswego.
And last but certainly not least, also in Oswego is Larry Richardson celebrating a birthday as well. Happy birthday and anniversary to all of you on the list. And to help the list continue to grow, Tanya has some great information for you.
All right, all you have to do is send us your pictures and we can get them on for you. Just give us a day or two in advance. That'd be pretty helpful. Send them to either one of those emails at birthdays@KOAMTV.com or birthdays@KOAMNewsNow.com.
And while you're checking out our website for all the cool things that it has to offer, make sure you take time to sign up for the KOAM Birthday Club. Get some great deals from local businesses and a special birthday message from your friends here at KOAM. Just go to KOAMNewsNow.com, click on the mornings page, and sign up for the Birthday Club today. And today we have an alert day as we'll see sustained winds out of the south from 20 to 30 miles an hour and gusts to 40 to 50 miles an hour across the area. And that'll continue through the afternoon and into the evening hours. By the time we get into later this evening, they calm down a little bit to 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. And then as the cold front pushes through, winds shift out of the north. And we're still gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour. So east-west highways, do be cautious if you're driving today on any east-west road. Additionally, do not inflate your Christmas decorations tonight. This is a gone forever kind of day for your trash cans, so make sure it is also in a secure location as well. Nothing on the Skywatch Storm Tracker except for this big box of tan, and that's for all of our counties. This is a wind advisory through 6 o'clock tonight. You can see we are cloudy in Joplin at 7th and Range Line. 50 degrees, south wind at 21 with gusts in the 40 mile an hour range out there. 49 Neodesha Parsons, 50 Chetopa in Miami, as well as Neosho, Carthage, Lamar, Nevada, and Fort Scott, and 47 up in Iola. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line. A few more cars out there on the road. Make sure you're driving safe on these east-west roads. Got that yellow light for the morning drive as we are windy and mostly cloudy. Same situation for the drive home. We're still mostly cloudy cloudy, but it's just those winds you've got to watch out for. Kids getting on the bus this morning, not bad, 49 degrees, but very breezy. Same when they get home, and 58, still mostly cloudy. We're heading for highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s across the area with those cloudy skies and windy conditions. And once that front passes through tonight, temperatures drop like a rock down to 30 degrees for the overnight low. Looking at the 7-day, get up to 40 tomorrow, so not very warm, but at least we see some sunshine. And then we've got rain chances that build in, but Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we also see a slight warm-up. So it's that roller coaster we were talking about. We're here, down to here, a slow climb back up, a little bit of a drop on Wednesday, and we head into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we see it climb back up. Temperatures into the 60s, well above average. Rain chances each of those days, and then that roller coaster takes another dive down to 38 Saturday night, only 39 on Sunday. And yes, that is a wintry mix icon on there, so we could see some wintry precipitation by next Sunday. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News coming your way, but first, we got some drone footage of the Carthage Christmas lights.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in Southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon. But the Sheriff's Department released their findings and the names on Thursday. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chatopa, Kansas. Sheriff's office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the two knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Academy Sports and Outdoors teams up with the Joplin Fire Department to give back to the community. Academy provided a $3,000 Academy gift card to go towards the fire department's holiday donation drive. The department then went shopping at Academy to buy gifts for families in need. And the city of Neosho, Missouri gets in the Christmas spirit by turning on its Christmas lights at Big Spring Park. The event also featured Christmas carols and a reading of the Christmas story. Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation is a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As a part of the event, they're offering $25 adoption fees for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
We have a wind advisory that runs until 6 o'clock tonight for the entire area. Wind gusts 40-50 miles an hour. We're mostly cloudy, heading for a high of 58. It stays breezy heading into tonight. Wind gusts 20-30, so don't blow up your Christmas inflatables and make sure your trash can is secure. Cold front comes through, drops us back down to a low of 30 degrees. And we only make it up to 40 tomorrow. Rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. A little bit warmer, cooler on Wednesday, and then more rain chances as we head into the end of next week.
Well, coming up today at noon, we're making a good old tuna noodle casserole in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
All right. Your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. The countdown to the Georgia runoffs heats up. More than 1 million ballots already cast. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. And this morning, our own Shannon Becker is back in studio to recap his Big 3 stories of the week.
Plus, we've got a heroic story of a dog that is truly one of man's best friends.
All right.
That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you back here on Monday morning at 5 a.m.
And we're going to do it all again today at noon.